Angry Birds 2. I got nothing for this. I saw it last night and I was doing the review, but we had a massive thunderstorm last night and it just was not. I could not do a proper video in the car, so here I am. I saw the first Angry Birds. It was passable. It wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as some other people. Like when a critic reviewed that movie compared to the Emoji Movie, I think Angry Birds is better than the Emoji Movie. It's better than something like Norm of the North. It's better than Food Fight. It was better than Home. So Angry Birds certainly isn't the worst movie I've ever seen. Angry, I think it still made it on the top 10 worst of that year. Angry Birds 2? Again, right as it stands with the amount, all the movies I've seen this year, this is probably going to be in the top 10 of worst movies I've seen this year. But again, it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. It's the most useless thing I've ever seen, or I've seen this year. Probably. I wasn't infuriated by this movie. I'm just sitting there like, this isn't funny. This isn't funny. Okay, that joke was funny. All right. 20 minutes later, still waiting for a funny joke. I don't think I'm laughing because it's funny. I think I'm laughing because it's just so uncomfortable. And that's, I think, the best way to put it. You do laugh occasionally, but it's not really because there's a good joke. It's more just because you're uncomfortable. At least in my case. Simply for the fact that the writing is just not good. It's not good writing at all. This is pretty poor writing we've got here for a movie like this. Because, I mean, what's happening? We see there's a third island. Leslie Jones voices the crazy eagle who's, throwing ice balls at other islands so she can move into those islands. Okay, you're an eagle. Why don't we established apparently that eagles can fly? Unlike any of the other birds in this world, eagles can fly. Why don't you fly? Can you not fly? In which case, why can't you fly? We've again established, we see it, the eagles can fly. It's clear for some reason or another that, you're just crazy, and despite your intelligence, which they brilliantly illustrate in one scene, you're pretty dumb. They try to go with the whole idea that Red's got to save the village, and he doesn't want to because the villagers won't love him if he doesn't save the village or if he's not useful or anything like that. And it's like, this is just so rudimentary and done far better in other movies. More than enough movies that do it better than this. Okay, let me continue on here with a few of the things that actually weren't bad. Visually, it's still a nice looking movie. It's bright, it's colorful. Like the panning shots we got here, and a couple of the cinematography shots are pretty decent. It's a very colorful, nice looking movie. Some artistic designs, though, not so much. Like there's some faces that get made at one point with like Chuck and Bomb. The pigs are still ugly as sin. So for every good thing, there's a bad thing. At least one. There are a couple, and it's not a lot, but there's 2 or 3 jokes I thought did kind of work. But again, here's the thing. We get introduced to Chuck, the Josh Gad one's a super speed one's sister, Silver. And it's speed dating, and Red's the one who meets her, and it's all sarcastic. You can clearly see where it's going. He's either going to end up being paired, like romantically, with Silver or with the Crazy Eagle chick. And we learn the secret behind the Crazy Eagle chick that involves Mighty Eagle. And God almighty, if Peter Dinklage phoned in his performance in the first one, he must have just been like, I'm not joking. That's how we talk. Me, Mighty Eagle, and I, Oh God! It's like, did he really need that extra? Now that Game of Thrones is done, and he's not getting paid millions per episode. Does he just need that extra change so he doesn't go into his vast bank account? Is that what happened? So yeah, just bad. So, and then there's some legitimate like nightmare fuel imagery in this. Because there's this whole subplot, these little baby birds, those little kids who have to go and get one of their brothers or sisters back because they used them as eggs. They used the eggs they were in for playing, and then they get swept out of the ocean. So yeah, that happened. They land on a cloud. It's like, how are we gonna get that? And then they take one of them. It's like, then grab them by the beak and go, and I'm like. And I couldn't like say anything in the theater because I was not alone. There's a few families in there, so I'm like, I couldn't be like, what the am I looking at right now? Oh God! And they keep floating up, and they go into space, and like what? And there's a satellite there, which represents that there are humans in this world, and what? I'm legitimately like, I don't know what's going on here. What is happening? Oh man, it's one of those movies too that's like, okay, you think it's gonna end here. Okay, no, they're continuing it. And it's gonna hit here. No, they're continuing. It's like, why? Why won't it stop? It's like in jokes, pop culture references, so many puns. I can remember one other joke that was I can remember at least one of the jokes that I actually thought was legitimately funny. It's where Chuck just kind of like being the protective older brother, like, that's my sister. He's like, that's my sister. If you go near her, and then he just goes in like this demonic voice, I will kill you. Okay, let's go see my sis. Woof. Like, okay. He's like, that was legitimately funny. I'll give him that. But yeah, it's just generic and bland and generic, doesn't have any real heart at all. It's just a cash grab, and based on the box office, it's not grabbing a lot of cash. It's just a cash grab based off a movie that did do successfully, and it's just not a good movie in my opinion. It's just not a good movie. But is it like the worst movie I've seen this year? No, I don't even think I'd put it in the top. Like, I'm not gonna say what my worst movies of the year right now are, but like just going like up my list right now of movies I've seen this year, it was better than Miss Bala probably. Nope. Probably better than Isn't It Romantic, but that's not saying. Isn't It Romantic wasn't terrible, but what? Yeah. Let's see here. So. I'd say Little was probably better than this. Again, it's difficult when you're comparing kids' films, but I'll say it was probably better than this. Let's see here. It was better than Ugly Dolls, better than The Hustle, better than The Sun Is Also a Star, better than Good Boys. So, I mean, right now, it's easily ranked coming in at least 6th of the year right now, if not maybe a little bit higher. I'd say Child's Play is probably a little better than that. Yeah, it's probably coming in somewhere like at 6th for worst of the year, and I haven't seen all the movies of the year yet, so we've still got a ways to go. But ultimately, that's my thoughts on Angry Birds. Not a good movie, but certainly not the worst thing I've seen this year, or even in general. Just not. Would I say this one is better than the first one? That's tough. I will say, I guess I could say it's a little bit better than the first one, but that again isn't saying a huge amount. It's holding like a 71 on Rotten Tomatoes right now, which is pretty impressive. But ultimately, I can't say whether I say this is a lot better than the first one or not. Anyway, though, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Night would win. IDs would win. Star Wars, Super Magic, What If, anything I do on the channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I got one more video to do today.